Welcome, gamers. I'm Freddy Chisholm, and we're going to be playing, yeah, you guessed it, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for the Sega Game Gear this time. Now, if you're wondering how I'm doing this, I'm using a capture card and a PSP that has a Game Gear emulator. This is like one of the rare times I will use emulated software. However, if I'm going to use emulated, I'll try to use it on a PSP, something that I can, capture it in a good definition. But the story goes for Power Rangers, the American version is astronauts went to the moon, they uncovered a dumpster, out comes Rita Repulsa, and she pretty much wants to destroy Earth for revenge. Zordon finds out, gets 5 teenagers with attitudes to defeat her. Now, all this origin story, now she will send monsters. The first one we're fighting is King Sphinx. So, I choose the Blue Ranger. I will try to showcase each Ranger off in every stage. One Ranger gets, fight 2 stages. But that's later. Anywho, we are playing as the Blue Ranger Billy. He was the scientist of the group, the engineer. He has the power lance. Yada yada yada. His morph call is Triceratops. And now for the gameplay. Gameplay, it's pretty much like a beat 'em up, a mixture of a beat 'em up fighting game, where you beat up putties and endurance, and then you get your boss characters like Goldar or the Monster of the Week. We'll be having seven stages. And I'm playing on normal difficulty. It's like the first time I played this in years, so there were mishaps. Now, buttons are 1 is punch, 2 is kick. Pressing together, you have a special move. If you do a Hadouken motion or Sub-Zero freeze, like down to down, forward to forward, you can unleash your special weapons, which I do a lot. And I'm sorry for King Sphinx's so sometimes when he dodges, he'll flicker, and my capture card didn't pick that up, unfortunately. So just to let you know, like King Sphinx, basically, he just blew people away. But in the now I'm going to talk a little bit about the Japanese version of Power Rangers called Super Sentai. This, what Japan got was Kyoyo Sentai Zyuranger. Basically, there were just 5 people from different tribes of dinosaur: Tyranno, Mammoth, Terra, Saber Tiger, etc. And they had to fight the witch Bandora. And this one, he would attack kids with riddles, and if they got them wrong, he would just blow them away into another dimension. Now we're moving up to the second phase of the fight, where I get in my giant mech and kick some alien ass. Well, Dora ass. But yeah, I do this in the first stage. I managed to press start. Now, the only thing different when you're fighting as your Megazord is just, moves. You can't grow into a Ranger. Only Tommy can grow. But usually, I just try to take out Goldar quick, but he was kicking my ass and blocking everything. Like right now, I'm dazed. You can actually daze your opponent. I find this to be a pretty decent game for a fighting game for the Game Gear. And also, if you're close to your opponent, you can throw him for a little extra damage. And after a while, Goldar will retreat to live and fight another day. Then you get your Monster of the Week. He only does that in once in the first stage, which is kind of like the TV series. So I'm good that sometimes it lives up to the show. But usually in this run I did spam my special moves. And I do try to finish him with the sword when they're low on energy, so keep it like consistent with the show. But I was really tempted to play on easy, but I didn't want to like really cheat the game. So here we are playing it on normal. Yeah, I do get my ass kicked in here. So this is like King Sphinx, otherwise known as Dora Sphinx in Japan, for all those Sentai fans. I think they beat him with a riddle in the show. I'm not too clear. I watched Summer Zoo Ranger, but like not enough to like, you know, memorize. Finish him. Now here's what I do to finish him. Boom. I didn't even try, but he block. I even go through his move and I hit him, and he blows up. And you do your epic win pose, and you get a stage clear. And the colors on the Game Gear were amazing. I just think the Game Gear was before its time. Now, Rita is going to send her Nasty Knight, which in Japan was the Dora Knight. So I picked Zack for this one. I think in the episode, Power Rangers episode of Island of Illusion, they featured him fighting him. Yeah. Now each Ranger does have a different move set from each other. They don't have the same thing, which is good. So, and then in some stages the boss will jump out and you can just get like a lot of damage on him, which I take advantage of that. So, and then he'll just retreat away, hoping, you know, you got your squad of putties. But it shouldn't be that hard. Sometimes the putties will like jump at you with an attack, so be prepared to block or dodge, or ready to like attack. That's pretty much what I do. I just try, but they like the putties are fast. Like sometimes they'll jump out and hit their attack, so don't like stand in the way, or like, you know, move back enough where you can just like throw them, or hopefully they don't like attack and then throw you. So when they jump out like that, just move back. And then I get to fight the Nasty Knight again. So he's got like half of his energy down. So, I move back and I'll just hit him with my special move, which does more damage. So, thought I would have had a perfect on him. Now he's like, you know, avoiding me at all costs. I chipped him with the gun, with my axe gun. I think I do show it off one more time. Oh, no. You know, she just throws down her stick, makes the monster big, and you have to get in Megazord to fight him. But careful. I think I had a little doozy with this fight. Now some characters in this game, I think it's 2 characters that they don't have a throw. They just have a grab move that does the same amount of damage, if not more than a throw. Nasty Knight is one of them, and then one of them at the end of the game has it. I didn't know what, like, you know, Nasty Knight's, like, Dora Knight's deal was in Zoo Rangers. Some of these monsters I do know, some of them I don't, so I'm sorry. Now, yeah, and now Nasty Knight is kicking my ass, so I pretty much, when I get my ass kicked, I just start spamming the drop kick because I don't want to lose. So, but, you know, all hope is not lost. Or is it? So, I have nothing, people. This is like my second, like, official playthrough, and I call comeback. That was a lucky comeback, and the second time that I, you know, used the sword for a finisher. Booyah! Stage clear. So yeah, now I get to fight the evil Green Ranger. I choose Kimberly for this bout. And basically she's more like the gymnast. She does like her kicks, and she has like a guile flash kick, which is cool. And then she has like a bow, which she can either shoot or staff you. In Japan, she was known as the Para Ranger. I don't know her name, unfortunately. But now talk about the what I'm up against. Tommy. This was like a 5-part, not a mini series, but like a 5-parter. Basically, it just tells, Rita takes control of Tommy because she's got skills. He's got skills. She's watched him while in a karate contest against Jason. She thought that would she'll make a good ranger for her. But in the Japanese series, Borai was basically Geki's brother, Tyranno Ranger. Eventually, spoiler, eventually they do make peace, and then he joins the team. That's about it. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'll save it for the next part. But here's Evil Green. The only thing different is he has that sort of darkness, which if you stand too close to it, it can hurt you for massive damage, and that's no good. So he also has a Hadouken. I think, yeah, Tommy was the only one that can throw fireballs with his powers. Isn't that strange? Because he did it once in the Evil Green Ranger saga, then he did it again when he had the Titanus. So yeah, Tommy's the only one. Green Ranger Tommy's the only one that can throw fireballs. Right, and once you get Evil Green's energy down to some at least 1/3, he'll retreat, forcing him to grow. And yes, it's the only time, one of the only times that Tommy has ever grown. This is another endurance round where you have to fight Goldar, and Evil Green. And this is taking off the episode because you see it's nighttime. The episode Eclipse and Megazord, Green with Evil Part 4. But I take it to Goldar so I can have some energy left for Evil Green. This is, like an endurance. But he retreats, I get my energy back. So he basically does grow. So yeah, that move, if he hits you up close with it, it's it does some damage. And I was just like an idiot and keep spamming. I remember when I was first a kid, I lost on purpose just to, play it like a TV show, because Megazord did lose in the show, and the Zords got stripped and, sent to the pit. But I know in the Japanese, they got thrown in the pit, and they got, healed because the magma. And then, the Daizuchi, as it's called in Japan, came back, and spoiler, came back. And after a certain while, he will retreat. And thus ends part 1. I will see you for part 2. Toodles.